Hi everyone. Now this is the perfect time that we need to understand about the integration testing. The testing of the combined parts of an application to determine if they functionally correctly together is called as the integration testing. So if someone else has asked you what is exactly the integration testing, you need to let them know that this is a combined parts of an application, and our goal is that we need to test together. So most of there are the two types of integration testing. The first one is the bottom up integration and the second one is the top down integration. So let's talk about the bottom up integration. Bottom up integration testing begins with unit testing. So if you are just doing the testing for a single module or a one component of a website, this is called as the bottom-up testing, and this type of testing is basically progressively high-level combination of units called as module or build. On the other side, if we are talking about the top-down integration testing, so we are start doing the testing for the highest level modules are tested first, and progressively lower level modules are tested further that. In a comprehensive software development environment, bottom-up testing is usually done first. So the bottom-up testing, always remember that is the testing individually first and then follow up by the top-down testing. Let me give you the practical example. So let's say this is my e-commerce website, J dot. So in last session, as I was explaining about you regarding the smoke and sanity, so sometimes this happens that customers will only let you know about this thing that you need to test only this module, makeup. And under the makeup, he was just telling you that your main goal is only to check the functionality of the lip section. And this is the subcategory. So if you are testing the individual model, which is called as the bottom up, but if the customer is saying you that you need to test the whole module, then top to down bottom strategy you need to concentrate, in which you will start from the makeup first. You will navigate here and see that expected landing page will be presenting in front of you or not, and further then you will be drilled down and check the rest of the functionality like all the categories. If I click here, I can easily see all the expected items and their color combinations, and each and everything should be presented or not now. So this is the two types of bottom up and top to down testing you must try to understand whenever we are talking about the integration type of testing. Now let's talk about the system testing. Once all the components are integrated, the application as a whole is tested rigorously to see that it meets the quality standard or not. And this type of testing, always remember, is performed by a specialized testing team. I would like to say as an experienced tester that such kind of testing always perform for the business users or the tester who have an in-depth knowledge about the system, the functionality of the website. If you are not be understand the functionality of this website which I just shown you here, how you will be able to test like a customer? Like online store, there are so many people are coming and they are having a passion, the desire level that they can buy the products. So if you not know how to navigate and how to select the items, and after that how you can, what are the steps involved for buying the online clothes, and if any of the functionality you are not available or not be able to understand, how you can test this functionality. So this is what exactly system testing is all about, that you need to think like a customer. If your shopping cart is not working, you need to think what are the possibilities, what are the variations the end customer can perform. Sometimes the end customer can specify the wrong input or the wrong credit card. So if he or she has specified the wrong inputs, a wrong credit card information, then you need to report the bug. But you can only report the bug if you know the functionality of the whole system. So why system testing is important? Because system testing is the first step in the software development lifecycle, where the application is tested as a whole. The application is tested thoroughly to verify that it meets the functionality and the technical specification. The application is tested in an environment which is very close to the production environment where the application will be deployed. So the system testing is basically enable us to test, verify, and validate both the business requirement as well as the application architect. So guys, this is the word which is called as the business requirement. This is our main agenda we need to ensure in our system testing. So if someone else asks you during the interview what exactly the system testing, you need to let them know very confidently. In system testing, our primary goal is to ensure the business requirements. Then let's talk about the regression testing. The regression testing comes in stage to verify that a fixed bug which development team did has not resulted in another functionality or business rule violation. And this is a simple rule is called as the regression testing. So let's say if a development team they fix some issue and suddenly that issue created trouble with other functionality. So this means that the fix basically violation in the other functionality, and this kind of testing purpose is only to ensure that the fixation of a one bug will not create hurdles or will not destroy the functionality of the other modules. And the intent of the regression testing is to ensure that a change, whenever there will be any change in the code, such a bug fix did not result in another fault being uncovered in the application. So here our primary goal is to ensure that there should not be any fault will be presenting in front of us. And if there will be any fault are coming and displaying in front of us, this is called as the default. And why is regression testing so important? Because the minimizing the gap in the testing when application which changes made has to be tested, and testing the new changes to verify that the change made did not affect any other area of the application, as I already told you. And the mitigation testing when regression testing is performed on the application. And the test coverage is the increase without compromising the timeline. And this is the increased speed to market the product. So let me give you the practical example. Suppose this is the e-commerce website. So again, in this e-commerce website, let's say in new arrival section, whenever they are uploading the new functionality or new collections, so all the times we need to ensure as a tester, like after adding the new collection or new product and services, our existing functionality should not be affected. And being as a tester, I need to drill down all the possibilities. I need to check the design functionality. If I say all my filters are working fine, all my subcategories are showing the expected results. And if I would like to select a specific color, I will be able to easily can select my color. So currently, as you can see, if I just trying to select the color sections suddenly, not showing me the expected result. So if I just click here and I want to see the blue collection, so you will be able to see some of the color for the blue collections are showing, but not much. So this means that might be there are so many other collections which are falling under the blue category, but currently is not showing. So here in the such kind of testings you are supposed to do for on the basis of color. If I clear here, I will be navigating again towards my landing page where all the colors should show. Now all the colors are showing, but this is the color which I was trying to filter out, but unfortunately if that one is not displayed, so this means that that was a bug. So you need to report to the developers that please present us those category as well now. So this is how the regression testing you need to perform to identify that whenever there will be new change will come, we need to report that. And the ultimate objective is only to mitigate risk level. Then let's talk about the acceptance testing. Acceptance testing are not only intended to point out simple spelling mistakes or cosmetic header or interface gaps, but also to point out any bug in the application that will result in the system crashes or major error in the application. Suppose when you are delivering or making your application live in front of massive audience, so any kind of error can happen, like sometimes the development team, let's say they unable to commit a code properly, or they miss some of the functionality, and due to that missing file or some of the code snippet, there can be a lot of other errors can happen now. So to eliminate those errors, you need to test that acceptance testing should be the part of your testing activities, and by performing the acceptance test on an application, that the testing team will deduce how the application will perform in the production. So production environment, there should not be any issue. Like I was just showing you the e-commerce website. In live website, there should the customer will easily navigate and they will be able to see and can buy the product. But what if they click on a specific button or a functionality to add to cart, and if the add to cart functionality is not working, then this is a bug and you need to report. So if someone else is asking you that types of acceptance testing, please explain. So there are two major types of acceptance testing. One is the alpha testing and the second one is the beta testing. So let's talk about the alpha testing. Alpha testing is always, remember, performed among the teams developer and the QA team. The unit testing, integration testing, and the system testing, when combined, are known as the alpha testing. And during this phase, the following will be the tested in application. Like you are checking the mistakes, you are checking that broken links should not be there. What are the broken links? Like if I just again navigate towards my site, if I can navigate towards expected page, I can easily navigate, I can select these things, I can see the content. But what if I click here and I want to go towards a specific item under the makeup? Let me click here again, and I would like to navigate towards a particular section, let's say in this category now. So if I just click on the lipstick, and if that page is not presented in front of me and throwing me some of the error, so this is called as the broken links now. And then the cloudy direction, the application will be tested on a machine with the lowest specification to loading time. You need to check like how the performance of the application look like. So if I just click here and if I am clicking here, I need to ensure this thing that how promptly the web page is presenting in front of me. So if the page is taking more time, you need to report. So this is called as your alpha testing. What exactly the beta testing is performed after the alpha testing. So alpha testing, developer and the QA team will perform, and the beta testing is the sample of the intent audience test the application. Beta test version of a software are ideally distributed to a wide audience on the web, partially to given the program real world test and partially to provide a preview of the next release. In this phase, the audience will be tested on the following things. User will install, run the application and send their feedback to the project team. Typographic error, confusion, application flows, and even crashes. Getting the feedback, the project team can fix the problem before releasing the software to the actual users. The more issue you fix, the solve real user problem, the higher the quality of your application will be. Having the higher quality when you release to the general public will increase the customer satisfaction. So in a simple word, if my experience, I would like to say in my words, the beta testing always performed by the business user. Simply, you just need to remember. And the business user are the one who actually knows about the in-depth knowledge about the application, and these are normally the client people. So alpha testing you are performing, and once you done your part, then you are handed over to the business user, and the beta testing here they will perform. They does not know about the term beta testing, but we as a tester needs to understand that when we are delivering the application, we need to request to our end user that please do the UAT testing. So before they are launching the application towards the massive audience, they must try to do the testing themselves, that if there will be any issue still exists, they need to report us now. And we as a tester report to our development team. And if we are missing that part of testing and not requesting to our expected customer that do the beta testing, then in the production environment, if they launch the application like e-commerce in front of massive audience, the million of users, then there will be high chances of errors can come now. So we need to ensure that the beta testing should be the part of our plan. So let's take an example in a history way now. So the first of all, the developers, they did the testing themselves. And once they did the testing themselves, then this is the another part of circle which is showing as the alpha testing. And in the alpha testing, before moving towards our next level, we are requesting to business user like please test our application which the business, as per the business requirement you have shared with us. And the business users, they are evaluating the whole system with respect to business perspective, and they will evaluating each and every single business rule. Let's take another example practically, like they will see that okay, if a person who will be selecting a particular category like women, so records should display for the woman category. And in the same way, if someone else is selecting for the sales items, all the sales information like the 30% off, 50% off, 40% off should display to my selected product and services. And then if I would like to navigate towards the color family, I will be able to see all the color combination like green color and the blue color, and the system should display all my respected items. So you can see now all the respective colors are showing, but somehow the other colors, the green with this is also the green one now, so should show. But what if the green color is not showing here, and some blue color is coming here, then this is a bug. So the business user will validate that my requirement was that only the green color should display here, but if the blue color is coming, that is a bug, and they report to you, and you as a tester then report to the development team that please test this functionality and make a fixes, and then you need to retest again and then request to the business user that kindly now review the final touch. And once the business users, they stamp on your testing, then they will say to the management that okay, we are good with our live the application we can launch now. So this is the process of testing. I hope you will be able to understand thoroughly about the user acceptance testing. Thank you very much for watching this session.